fantastic. Yay, 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 yay. I did it. I just finished. Hold on. Let me move these things around so that I can. Yes, there we go. There we go. Let's take a collective breath. I am so excited that I'm here today with you guys. I have had so many things happen this week, and I will share them as they start actually materializing. But I have huge news. But anyway, let's get started today. Let's just take a collective cleansing breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And make a decision to be here now. Let's set an intention. And my intention for you is that you will get out of today the most amazing tool that can serve you and help you right now so that your life can be rich and happy and amazing. Let me move this. Okay. I don't want the filter, the pop filter in my shot. Let's do that. Great. Except for now, for some reason, I am crooked. All right. Let me just take this off. There we go. I don't like it when I'm looking like I'm going down that way, but there you have it. I don't know what is going on or why this is happening, but there we go. Maybe a little better. All right. Have you ever felt like something outside of you was making things show up in your life that you didn't want? And are you tired of hearing how your subconscious mind is running the show and not knowing how to make it do your bidding? So I know that still happens to me in some areas. When I'm frustrated by what I'm co-creating with the universe, I say that God must have a TV channel called Hana TV that he or she watches when bored, just for entertainment. Fortunately and unfortunately, I know that is not true. And unfortunately, it is because it kind of sucks to have to take responsibility for what's showing up in my life. And fortunately, because I know that when I do, I reclaim my power. So when you do, when you recognize that you are at cause in everything that's showing up in your life, you definitely reclaim your power. And if it's something you don't like, you have the power to change it. Welcome to Sound Bath Sundays. I'm your host, Hannah Martinez, and I thank you for choosing to invest your most valuable asset with me today. And I promise to do my absolute best to make sure your time is well spent. Now, for those of you who don't know me, I have spent over 20 years studying and experimenting with sound and how it can make our lives better. I also love accelerated learning and have taught over 4,000 people how to speed read. And my goal is to have a life full of joy and magic and help you do the same. Once again, I thank you for being here, and let's get started. I bet by now you've heard that your subconscious mind is the one that runs your show to the tune of 95 to 98%. Have you ever seen the picture of the iceberg where you see the tip of the iceberg showing up from the ocean? And that is supposed to be your conscious mind. And then underneath the water, underneath the surface, there's so much iceberg happening. And that is what people use to portray the ratio of the subconscious to the conscious mind, because underneath the surface, it is just huge. And that is that 95 to 98%. I mean, do you realize 3%, 3 to 5% of your choices every day are made by your conscious mind? The rest, whoop. Anyway, those figures are a real bummer when you don't know that there are things you can do about it to command it and make you do your bidding. Things that will make your desires show up as if by magic. Things that with time will be as natural as you brushing your teeth 2 to 3 times a day, or driving a car, or riding a bicycle, right? Anything that takes practice for you to do, but then when you master it, when you know how to do it, even walking, right? When you know how to do it, you're not going to forget how to do it. And that is the same. That is something you can do with your subconscious mind. Now, there are tons of ways to do it. Believe me, I have tried so many, but I like the tools that give me results fast. Now, and also the ones that are fun, because doing something that I don't like to do every day and forcing myself, or trying to force myself to do it, I have found, I don't know if it works for you. I mean, I do not like to do things that I don't like, and then I just avoid them like a plague, and I find every reason, excuse, and that's where procrastination comes from, because I don't want to do it, so I don't. So then I pretend I'm procrastinating when I'm really not doing something I really don't want to do. So when I find tools like the one I'm going to show you today that are fun, that I like doing, then it just comes natural. For example, right now I was literally on Facebook doing a live, and I was just taking the time to acknowledge myself, because I have been doing Sound Bath Sundays now for over a year and a half. That is about 80 Sundays, or however many a year and a half contains, that I have shown up every single Sunday to do this live. And it's been amazing. It really, I love it. I love doing it. I love showing up. I love that you might get something out of this that will possibly, if you apply it, certainly will change your life, or make it at least a little bit better. So today we're going to experience, this is going to be a group experience. We're going to experience the lemon exercise. And this is one exercise I teach during my speed reading class. It's part of my speed reading class because it proves a point, and you will understand in a minute. So before you begin telling yourself that, oh my God, I can't visualize, or I can't imagine, or you can't, remember Henry Ford's words. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. So make a decision right now that you will play along with me, and just for fun, and let go of any expectations or ideas of any outcomes that should or shouldn't happen when you do this exercise. Just do it for fun. Now, remember when you would be sitting somewhere, sometimes at school, and perhaps your mind would just go on a journey? Well, most of us eventually got out of that habit because we were scolded. How many of you were scolded and told to come back to Earth? I mean, I would get told, Earth to Hannah, all the time. It's like, hey, wake up, come back, be here. And there is something to be said about being here now, being present, because your point of power is in the present when you're actually taking action. But before you take the action, you have to have a clear idea in your mind about what you'd like to have. Because if you're just taking an action without any any destination or any clarity as to where you're going, then you're not going to get very far. You're just going to be probably going around in circles, or trying to get from New York to California and end up in the North Pole, which wouldn't be good if you're not taking a jacket. So most of us eventually got that habit knocked out of us, right? And it's a habit that came so natural. Our brain waves, actually what happens is our brain waves slow down, we relax, and we start to dream. And that is a space where we actually create, where we connect to a higher source and come up with brilliant ideas, or rather like an antenna picking up on brilliant ideas that are starting to flow through us. That's why there are so many times where you can come up with an idea and you think it's brilliant, but then you don't take an action on it. And then 2 months later, somebody's actually doing it and you're like, damn, that was my idea. And it's because the ideas are out there floating in the collective unconscious, and then we can just tune into them depending on where we're fine-tuning our antenna, right? It's like a radio. And when we tune into certain things and we're vibrating high, we're going to get these brilliant ideas. And then if we do get that brilliant idea, we will get all the necessary knowing to actually get it done step by step. So if we connect to that knowing and just ask, okay, what is my next step? What is the next step that I can take that's going to take me closer to the accomplishment of this dream, right? So now here's the thing: the subconscious mind cannot, I repeat, distinguish between what's real and what is imagined. And that is our key point for today. Our subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between what's real and what's imagined. And that's why when I make my joke about Hana TV, I kind of give my power away because I think it's funny. But fortunately and unfortunately, our subconscious mind also lacks a sense of humor. Can you believe that? No sense of humor. That's so important to me. So we really must watch our words diligently, because words said even in jest, lest they materialize a dreaded reality. So be careful with what you speak, because once you've spoken these words, you can't bring them back. Have you ever said something to someone and it left your mouth, and the second it left your mouth, you're like, oh, come back, and it's too late because they're out there and you can't bring them back? Yeah, I know it happens to me a lot. I'm going to say it used to happen to me a lot because I am not putting that out there anymore. Anyway, right now I'm going to invite you to experience and do this lemon thing with me as I guide you through it. Now, after the point is felt, because this is really an experience where you're going to feel it, and I'm going to get you set up with a fun creation tool. And then we're going to go straight into our sound bath today. So let's begin. Now, I'm going to ask you to probably get in the same position that we do when we do our sound bath, which is feet flat on the floor, and then just wiggle your toes for a second. Bring yourself in, because see, what happens is that we're unlimited beings and our bodies fit in us. Usually I ask this as a question and I let you answer, but for the sake of time, I'm going to just skip through the question and just tell you that we fit in our bodies fit in us. So in order to have this experience feel more real, when we close our eyes, we wiggle our toes, we're like literally bringing ourselves into our bodies and connecting to our bodies. So that helps us with this and every experience of living life. Now, I'm going to ask you to place your hands, palms facing up on your thighs. That is a receiving position. And do a quick scan. You can do this eyes open or eyes closed. Do a quick scan of your body. Where are you holding your tensions? Where are you holding your fears, your worries? Because our mind and our body have a very close relationship, and it's called the mind-body monitoring system. And when the mind is going crazy, the body is really trying to do everything it can to protect the mind. And when the body goes through illness, the mind does exactly the same thing. So they try to protect each other. It's a very loving relationship. But when left unattended, it can wreak havoc in our lives. So you can use this mind-body monitoring system to change any part of your life that is not working. If you're not healthy, for example, you can use your mind to get yourself healthy. And if you're having a lot of mental chatter or worries or whatever, you can use your body to change your mind. And it just becomes a very, very easy process instead of having that resistance and that struggle that when you're fighting to create change, that thing you want to change just gets stronger, and then it becomes a fight and a struggle. So go ahead and do that quick scan and notice where you're holding. What is it you're holding? Worry? Is it fear? Is it fear for somebody else's well-being? Is it fear for your well-being? Is it fear of not having money or having too much week at the end of your money? Or is it worries from work or not enough business or too much business or too much work? Whatever it is that you're holding, or things with your kids, with your friends, your family, yourself, what is it that you are holding on to in your mind that's creating some sort of tension in your body? And then when you find that tension, some people hold it in their necks, in their shoulders, right? Their throats, and people can't find self-expression. So they have lots of sore throats, lots of problems with not speaking up, right? Or feeling a knot in your throat, thyroid issues, things like that. Is it in your heart? You have heart problems, you have circulation problems, you have problems with your knees, with your legs, with your feet, with your hips, with your lower back. Where are you holding these tensions? So focus on that place and literally just let it go. It's as easy as that. And if you can't figure out a way of doing it, the way that I like to do it is imagine a garden hose when there's a kink in it, right? The water is still flowing, or at least trying to flow. And if we bend the hose and create a kink in it and we press tight, we're going to stop that water from flowing. So that's what's happening with the energy and the actual water in our body. We stop it from flowing and we create stagnation that will in turn create illness. So imagine that you're literally just letting go of that kink. And if something that helps me a lot when I just can't do it, especially when it's my brain, when my brain can't stop thinking, is I just make a fist real tight and then connect my mind to my fist and then just do this and let it go. And then my brain will follow that movement and it'll just go, whoo, and it'll expand. Okay. Next, we're going to do 3 cleansing breaths. Those are the same breaths that we do when we do our sound bath. It's in through your nose. You hold for 1 or 2 counts, and then you let it go with a big sigh. And then you hold for 1 or 2 counts, and then you breathe in again. So we're going to do this 3 cycles. So go ahead and start. Breathe in, and then hold, and then release. And then when you release, keep doing the cycle. When you release, Feel how good that feels in your body. Your legs, your extremities will start to feel a tingle. And do that one more time. And now you're starting to get relaxed. And the next thing I'm going to ask you to do is feel the edges of your body from the inside out. So where the little hair, and I don't have a lot of hair, but in the little hairs in your arms, when they touch the ether, when they come in contact with the ether, feel them from the inside out. Feel your body where it ends and the ether begins. And you'll immediately start feeling a sense of expansion, of openness. And now I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. So imagine walking into a dream kitchen, probably your dream kitchen. It may or may not have a chef in it. Mine definitely will. And come to a place, maybe it's a kitchen island, right? And you know this kitchen very, very well. So you're going to open a door and you're going to bring out a cutting board. And you're going to place it on your surface, on your island, right? I see a granite top counter today. Sometimes I see a different. Today is like a dark gray granite counter. I'll go with that. And now open a drawer right below and pull out the sharpest knife, a very sharp knife. It's manageable. It's not large. It's large enough to cut a lemon. You're going to put it on the side. Then you're going to turn around and you're going to go to the refrigerator. And you're going to open the door and you're going to pull out the juiciest, freshest lemon that you see. It's interesting how I would never before would have imagined a yellow lemon. I would always imagine a lime because I'm Mexican and we don't use yellow limes there. I've been in this country way too long because now my imagination takes me straight to my yellow lemon. And so you're going to bring it over to your cutting board. You're going to set it down and you're going to thank your lemon for giving its life so that you can refresh yourself. So we say thank you to the lemon. And then you see yourself grabbing the knife and now cut that lemon in half. You see all that juice pouring out of this lemon. Now place the knife on the side and pick a half, whichever one looks more juicy or whichever one has the least amount of seeds. And pick it up and bring this half a lemon to your mouth, up to your mouth. And now squeeze that lemon juice into your mouth. Feel that juicy juice, that delicious juiciness in your mouth. Or if you're not into tart things, woo, feel how tart it is. And it's like, woo. And now open your eyes. How many of you actually felt the saliva pouring into your mouth? Chances are most of you did. And this proves that the subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between real and imagined. Because I'm sure If you felt the saliva pouring into your mouth, you have had the experience before of squeezing a lemon juice or a lemon, squeezing the juice of a lemon into your mouth in the past. So you know what it feels like. You know what it tastes like. You know how your body responds, right? You get full of saliva, your saliva just comes pouring out to deal with all that acidity, to neutralize it so it's not so intense in your mouth. Sometimes you might feel the little pain in here because it's like it just like activates all your little glands around your mouth. Now, if you felt that as much as I did, the minute I literally took that lemon out of the fridge, my mouth was already watering. And so, because of this, now you know, now you felt the experience of, if you imagine it to be true, then you can program your subconscious mind with your imagination. And I have a system where I call the reality forth. I actually do a reverse memory. I call it a reverse memory creation. And it is a way of imagining something as if it already happened. And when you do that in the most graphic or detailed way, because some of you might not visualize, some of you imagine things in a different way. Not everybody imagines seeing the vision, right? You can imagine just hearing the sounds, or that you have a different way of imagining that people who visualize or who hear it or who sense it. It might be just a knowing in somewhere in your body. We all have different ways of imagining, but we all can imagine. Like, you've all imagined something terrible happening and then it didn't happen, but you've all done that. Or you've all imagined something amazing happening and then it didn't happen. We've all done that. We can all imagine. So why don't we imagine right now, why don't you pick something that you'd like to experience? It can be something little that won't take too much time for the universe to have to orchestrate, so you can make the connection, right? Maybe you can just choose a friend you haven't spoken to in a while and you see yourself having a conversation with them. Maybe it is, booking a job or having a client call you that hasn't called you in a while. I don't know, something that could actually technically happen rather fast. If you're going to imagine earning $100 million, it's going to take a while to do that. So do something that you can get proof, because the more proof you give to your subconscious mind that it happens, the quicker it'll start activating what's called the reticular activating system, which is a network of neurons that will look out for situations that will match your subconscious mind or your vibrational frequency. So once you have this choice, where I'm going to tell you what you're going to do. You're not going to imagine it yet, okay? So you're just going to pick something that you'd like to have happen. Now, this is how the exercise is going to go. Don't do it yet because you'll ruin it. So put that desire aside, and now I'm going to explain to you what's going to happen next. You're going to be thinking of that thought, putting as much detail into it, and then you're going to stop all your thoughts. Now you might say, well, how the heck am I supposed to do that? I am going to show you how. We're going to use this method from quantum entrainment done by Frank Kinslow that allows you to stop your thoughts immediately. Okay, so we're going to do it with something else right now, not what you want to happen. We're going to pick a color. We're going to pick the color yellow, okay? So close your eyes and imagine the color yellow. And if you can't imagine a color yellow, imagine a dog barking, a sound, or something that you can sense, somebody hugging you, whatever, if it's sensorial, right? So you're going to imagine whatever sensing thing you've chosen. And then the way to stop your thoughts is to think, where will my next thought come from? So you ask that, where will my next thought come from? And then you'll notice an immediate gap. It stops, right? Did it stop for you? I wish you could tell me. I think you can. You can put in the comments. Anyway, you stop your thoughts. After that moment, we're going to just think of something else. You can open your eyes and we can just get set up, or we're just going to continue into our sound bath, and you're just going to enjoy the sound bath. You don't have to start visualizing, doing efforting of any kind. You're just going to think, okay, my client is going to call me with the order, or I'm going to run into this loved one, or I'm going to meet my soulmate, I don't know, tomorrow. As I walk into the supermarket, I don't know, something like that. Okay. But go ahead and do it. Start imagining. When I tell you, you're going to start imagining with fun. Do it, make it fun. How would it feel, right? To get a hug from your loved one, to have that phone call you've been waiting for, to connect with that friend that you haven't seen or heard from in a while. Whatever it is that you choose, imagine that and make it really, really fun. Then when I say stop all your thoughts, you're going to think, where will my next thought come from? Your thoughts will stop. And then that's it. That's all the exercise, because what happens when you do that, believe it or not, it's all quantum physics. I don't want to go into how it does it, because I don't know exactly how it does it, but I know that it just collapses the wave and turns it into a particle and makes it show up in this dimension. And it's amazing, and it works. So it's like electricity, right? I don't know how electricity works. I've never gotten into it, really. I can't even tell you or begin to tell you how it happens. But I know that if I go like this and I flick a switch, I'm going to get light. So that's all I care about. And that's what I care about teaching you guys. And sharing with you guys so that you can apply it. So all we need to know is where the switch is, and that is the switch. So take a clearing breath, cleansing breath, whatever. And now close your eyes if you haven't already. And imagine that thing. Go into detail. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to imagine this friend of mine that I haven't heard from in a while, and she's literally going to contact me tomorrow, and we're going to have this beautiful conversation. I'm going to be so happy, and I'm going to be like shocked when I hear the phone ring and it's her. And I'm hearing all the good news about her kids and her and how wonderful everything is going. And so go ahead and just create your scenario. Wonderful. Now stop all thoughts. Where will your next thought come from? Open your eyes so you don't keep going into that thought. Don't allow your mind to go back into it. And now let's just get ready for our sound bath. Let me get some water here. balancing breaths if you feel like it. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And whenever you're ready, start wiggling your toes again. Shake it all out. Do a little stretch. Open your eyes if you haven't already. And welcome back. Let me see. I have a comment. Joe Rhodes. This was wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome, Joe. Great to have you. Thank you so much for spending your morning with me. Or night. I don't know where you are. If you're in the States, it's morning here in the Northeast of the US. Wonderful. How are you feeling? I hope you're feeling great. I hope you can start applying this tool in your life, and watch out for the evidence, because it will show. I promise you. If you played along, if you did this, something's going to happen and you're going to go, oh, I can tell. Anyway, thank you so much for being here and playing along with me. I would love it if you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and share it with your loved ones if you think that I am giving you something of value, so that they can also enjoy it and start applying it in their lives. Because isn't it wonderful that we all start to manifest things and having the life of our dreams and having our loved ones to share it with? If you haven't already, click the little bell, I don't know, below, wherever it is, so that you can get notifications for when I upload a video or when I go live the next time. I'm here every Sunday at noon. And if you'd like to have a private mentoring session with me, you can always email me at info@vocaltapestry.com, so we can talk about what your needs are and how I can best serve you. You can also follow me on Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook. They're all Instagram.com/vocaltapestry, Pinterest.com/vocaltapestry. And on Facebook, I'm at Vocal Tapestry 11. Vocal Tapestry 11. On March 10, I am starting my weekly mentoring and mastermind program, where I'm going to guide you as to how to surf over life's challenges with grace, and more importantly, to help you create your life the way you decide. Have it be full of fun, full of luxury, full of amazing, amazing experiences. So much love and harmony for you, my friends. I will see you next week. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.